Virgo, hello there, my beautiful friends. We're going to do your general tarot reading for late April, moving into early May 2024. Thank you so much for joining me today. You know I appreciate each and every single one of you. So let's get right down to business as always and start you off with an oracle card here, just so we could dip our toes in the energy and see what's happening for the lovely Virgo collective. Hope you're all doing fabulous and fantastic right now. My God, Spirit Team, talk to me. What do we got for Virgo in late April, moving into early May? It is Taurus season, a fellow earth sign. Lots of strong energies going around all over the place. So let's see what we got for you. And yeah, we're just going to take a real quick look at this first card. Then we'll get into the full reading itself. And at the very end, I'll pull you a bonus card from the Shadowland Tarot. Just to see who might be in the shadows or what shadow work you can lean in on, which is always interesting. But let's get it going here. Let's rock and see what we got from my beautiful Virgo friends. My God, Spirit Team, talk to me. What's going on here? Messages, what messages, energies, actions, what are we seeing here from my good friends? There we go. Ooh, all right, we got the Fem Fatal. This is a very tempting type of energy here in the front end. Now, this isn't a rough energy. It just has a little bit of a warning to it. It's beautiful, it's alluring, it's confident, it's very sexy too, but there's something about it that we need to keep our eyes on. Now, before we fully dive into that, if you're new here, I'll be speaking about the April subscriber surprise towards the end, so you might want to check that out. Also, if you could kindly illuminate that like button by tapping it right on its third eye, you know, I'd greatly appreciate it. But enough of the promo, into the reading. Let's talk about this Femme Fatale a little bit. So we see this lady in red, beautiful illustration, nice piece of artwork here. And I always say she reminds me similarly of the Queen of Wands. So this card could represent a fire sign that you're linked to. It could also represent your self-confidence in this time. So for some Virgos, maybe you're feeling good. Maybe you're looking good, feeling good. Some of you, it might be the opposite. It all really depends on what you're going through. This is a big card of self-confidence. But once again, I did say it's very tempting, very alluring. Notice the other things that are in this image. It's not just the lady in red. There's like a red bird. She's holding a rose. Beautiful roses have thorns. There's also Venus flytraps along the bottom. So just know, if there's certain things you might find tempting, you need to know what you're walking into here, because there could be something where as alluring and tempting as it is, there's also a little danger there that you need to keep an eye on. Do I necessarily feel like all the alarms are blaring, red flags? Not necessarily. For a portion of you, if there's something or someone that you've been trying to refrain from, and even addictions or anything along those lines, you could be very tempted in this time. So just keep that in mind. You might be tempted to cave. We're just going to put her down right there. Let's see what's in tarot for you. I mean, for some of you, like I said, you might be feeling good. You might be feeling like this Femme Fatale, so that's a good thing. But let's see what we have for you here. And yeah, I always say the first card, it doesn't make or break the reading. It's just a little footnote. So let's get these three cards out here for my beautiful friends. Let's get a good shuffle for Virgo. And while we shuffle the deck up and get it ready to go, let's talk about last week's reading. There was a beautiful positive energy, which I really wanted to see, because for a few weeks it was a little choppy there. Last week's reading was titled A Massive Win, so I hope you had one. Now, I always say that wins come in all different shapes and sizes. They could come in the monetary form, the career form, relationships, family. You know the deal. And that energy was so powerful last week that I feel like it could still bleed over for a couple weeks, regardless of what shows up this week. So hopefully some things are working out for you. But let's see what shows up this week. As you know, energy is very fluid. It's never set in stone. So only take this how it hits for you, because we could be seeing your vibe or someone that you're linked to. Let's get it going. 3 cards for my beautiful Virgo friends. What do we got here? And for those of you that are new here, I only read jumpers. Okay, someone might be in the feelers a little bit. We have the 5 of Pentacles in position number 1. Okay, it's all good. Let's get a couple more and really build this story out, because that energy could be a little difficult to grapple with. Okay, once again, it doesn't only have to be yours. Thank you. Strength. Okay, so lots of perseverance. If you are going through a difficult time, a problem, or a situation, I feel you getting through it pretty, I don't want to say easily, but you have a lot of determination and staying power, especially in the energy I'm picking up here. Let's get one more. All right, 10 of Wands. Yeah, and you will. Lots of fire here. So yeah, Virgo, we're going to have a few things to piece together, because I am seeing a little bit of funkiness in the energy. It's all good though, because once again, I feel you getting through it, whatever it might be, or however it's showing up. So let's go through. I'll give you some of the classical meanings and archetypes, and we'll get into that juicy, intuitive stuff. But at first look, first glance, you know me, I always like to look at the elements and how they play together. We have a lot of fire here. We do have earth, which is very comfortable for you, but this fire energy could be a little bit volatile. It could be things that are, breaking through for you, which would be very good, but at the same time, it's unpredictable. Okay, so for some of you, there could be certain situations going on where it's like, all right, how's this going to turn out? And that's not a good energy for any sign, really. I'm not going to say just Virgo. Like, unpredictability could be rough to deal with. So let's go through piece by piece and really start to build this out, because we are starting with a possible problem or situation in the front end. We have the Five of Pentacles. Now, once again, it doesn't have to be yours. It could just be someone else's. And this card, they all have positives and challenges. Now, challenges of the Five of Pentacles, it could represent somebody that's feeling isolated, somebody who's in hermit mode, right? That's a card that could represent Virgo sometimes. So maybe you're putting yourself in hermit mode. Maybe you're pulling back your energy from a person or even a group of people when this card is here. In its worst case scenario, it could be someone that's feeling just super lonely. They could be missing somebody. It also feels abandoned sometimes as well. So any of these energies could really mix in. Now, when we are talking about work and money, this Five of Pentacles could be spirit telling you like, hey, watch your finances, keep your eyes on money. If some of you could be having issues in the workplace when this is here. So we'll see what the clarifier has to say about it. The good thing that I always say about the Five of Pentacles is that it's not a final destination. It's halfway through the suit. So like, your current situation is not your final destination. Whatever situations, problems you might be dealing with, they could really resolve themselves, especially with what I'm seeing coming up. And we'll talk about that in more detail. So let's put this Five of Pentacles right back where it belongs, next to the Amethyst. Maybe that'll cool off the energy a little bit. And let's talk about this Strength card right here, smack dab in the middle. So a portion of you might just be connected to Leo when this card shows up. I think of the Strength card as not physical strength or brawn. This is a card of someone's character, someone's inner determination, someone's internal motor, so to speak. So when we go through tough times, when we go through tests and problems and all these things, Strength card is our determination to really get through it. And this card on the back end also has determination. So I'm saying, like, yeah, whatever is popping up, or if you're struggling against anything in this time, I see you just doing what you got to do and keeping it moving. This card is also extremely angelic. Notice the infinity symbol. So this is a little energetic support from spirit. So just some of you might need to hear that as well. Like, you will be receiving some energetic support from spirit to get through something. Okay, now I like the Strength card. Now, when we look at the challenge of the Strength card, kind of takes me back to this Fem Fatal that we saw here in the beginning, because I did say there could be something that's tempting if you're refraining from something in this time. This card, in its rougher sense, could be someone that caves on something. So once again, we're seeing this two places. Take it for what it's worth. It could even just be somebody else's energy too. They might cave on something. We'll just see. Remember, it doesn't like really pinpoint the whole entire reading's message. I like it though. I feel like it's good because of what's surrounding it. Now, when we get to the back end, we have the Ten of Wands. There's a couple little warnings that we could link in with this card, but there's a lot of good here as well. You see this person, they're holding all those wands. Normally this shows somebody walking up a hill. So I always say the positives of this card, once again, determination, somebody that's going to keep pushing no matter how burdened they are, no matter how tough something is, they're just going to keep it moving, keep it going. They're going to see it through until the end. So yeah, when we see these energies, this could be spirit telling you like, all right, well, you know it's not going to be easy, or you knew something wouldn't be super easy, but I feel you being okay with it in one way or another. Now, in the challenge, this is somebody holding on to a big burden, whether it's physically, mentally, emotionally. I always say this card could represent one's physical vitality as well. Specifically, watch out for areas like your neck, your back, your spine. When this Ten of Wands is here, you might need a good little massage or a rub down. You could be holding tension in those areas. Or once again, this is somebody who's holding on to something emotionally. So I want to dive deeper on all of this stuff, Virgo. Let's do it. Let's jump in and clarify. All right, let's get a good shuffle here for my Virgo friends. And yes, this is where I go intuitive with the message, which means I just tell you how it feels to me. So feel free to do further research or rely on your base knowledge of tarot, because as you know, every single reading is about the reader's interpretation, and I'm just giving you mine. Let's go in on that Five of Pentacles. And yes, if you're a reader yourself, please feel free to play along. That's why the box is here. If you're feeling any messages you want to give to Virgo, you could drop it in the comments. I don't mind at all. Okay, Five of Pentacles time. What's happening? What is going on here? Thank you. World in reverse. Okay, so for a portion of you, this could be several things showing up here. For some of you, it could be reliving a cycle, or something that's already happened, something from the past could pop up, come back around again. That's been a big theme I've been seeing throughout the zodiac in recent weeks. That kind of tapered off from recent times, but this could be it here. I don't feel like this is a fresh problem or a fresh situation. To me, it feels like either something you've dealt with before and you're going to have to deal with it again, whether it's somebody's behaviors, whether it's certain feelings within you. When I see the Five of Pentacles with the World in reverse, it's like, all right, well, you already know what you have to do, or you already know how you have to deal with this. I feel like this is a situation also that might feel like it's dragging a little bit, where it's like, all right, well, why can't I put this to bed? That's kind of the energy it's showing to me. Now, for another portion of you, I would take this seriously, whether this is a situation that pops up once again, or a problem that pops up once again. This is Spirit's way of showing you like, okay, well, there's still a lesson that needs to be learned here, or you need to deal with it a different way, like think outside of the box. Take that advice or information for what it's worth, but that's what I'm picking up. Now, another portion of you, if none of that was hidden, when I get the World card, I think of the actual world itself. So I would try to, like, I always say you should stay informed about what's going on in the world today, but don't focus too much of your energy into current events and stuff like that, because that could affect your energy in a very powerful way. I mean, if that's something you like to do, that, I mean, more power to you. But I feel current events and the state of the world itself affecting a lot of Virgos. Let's keep moving. But once again, it doesn't just have to be that grand scale of a thing. I do feel like it's a serious situation or problem that you should take seriously and maybe approach from a different route this time. Okay, and if it is something new that comes in, if it is a new problem, you've dealt with something similar. Like, that's what's showing up to me. It's like, all right, well, you kind of know how to deal with this. Let's move over to the Strength card. See what's up there. Quick, the Moon. All right, you are much stronger than you think you are. Okay, I mean, I know a lot of Virgos, usually confident individuals. When I see the Moon card underneath the Strength card, it just tells me you might have like a hidden gear, if that makes sense. Like, you know how certain like cars and vehicles have a certain amount of gears? To me, it's like an extra overdrive that you might have within you, where it's like, okay, well, I didn't know I could be this strong. Or you might just have a lot more strength within you and determination than you even realize when we have this. I'm picking up another thing again, like with the Moon card. It's one of my cards of the unexpected, the hidden, things that we don't quite see. It links to Pisces as well, so you might be connected to Pisces for a portion of you. But it is also my card of empathy. So when I see, like, with the Strength card and this and what I was saying about the state of the world affecting you, I feel like for a lot of Virgos, you're going to be much more energetically sensitive than you normally are in this time. So just know that, like, you might be feeling the things of others or situations or the world itself, kind of like we picked up. I'm getting a really big sensitivity to the Virgos this week, and not sensitive like in boohoo, I'm crying, sensitive as into you just being super tapped in for some reason. But once again, whatever this problem or situation is, I feel like you have the stuff to figure it out, to solve it, to get through it. And I think you know that as well, but I don't think you realize how much strength you really have within you, like how powerful you really are. Let's keep moving over to the 10 Wands. We'll see what's up with that. Then we'll do a quick recap before we get into the Shadow card. I like it, in the center at least. It's like somebody finding an extra gear. It's like, okay, boom. Like, I didn't know I could do that. It's good. So let's see why the 10 Wands is in the mix for you. What do we got here? Thank you. Queen of Swords. Yeah, and I know I already said in the beginning, like, this could be somebody taking something seriously, or like a serious situation or a problem, and now she shows up underneath this 10 of Wands. Once again, I'd feel for a lot of you, you do have a good grasp on anything that you're going through in this time. Like, even things that pop up out of nowhere. When I see this Queen of Swords underneath the 10 of Wands, it's like, all right, well, I know this, I know that, I know what I'm getting myself into, I know how to deal with this, and I know how to work with. To me, it's not more about knowing, it's more about doing. Okay, so just like keep that in mind, however that hits for you. It's not about knowing, it's about the action you take. All right, now the Queen of Swords could be an air sign that you're connected to. So Gemini, Libra, Aquarius. I always say this is a no nonsense, no BS type of energy. No games, not playing around. So when I see her underneath the 10 of Wands, it is more of that, like, you're not going to stop me, or nothing's going to stop me. I'm going to keep this going. This is a lot of mental strength. But I will say this as well. With the Ten of Wands, Queen of Swords, that could indicate somebody going through a little bit of mental strain. I'm not saying it's you. It could be just someone around you that have a lot on their mind. Their mind is in overdrive. There could be some mental strain here. Someone might need a little bit of a mental vacation, if that makes sense. But once again, I do feel a lot of optimism in you knowing what you have to do and knowing how to get through whatever pops up in any eventuality. It's very good. But take these things seriously. That's the one thing I will say with the front end, on the back end. Let's go through and do a quick recap. Then we'll get into the shadow card real quick. I mean, yeah, this reading this week, Virgo, like, to be honest, it wasn't all butterflies and rainbows, and that's okay because life isn't always butterflies and rainbows. But in position number one, we have the Five of Pentacles with the World in reverse. I did say there could be something that swings back around, or a problem that you've already gone through, or something very similar if it's a new thing where it's like, okay, well, I've dealt with similar things before. I should be able to deal with this. I was also getting the vibe of this serious situation or problem that you may be dealing with, or that may pop up in this time. It just feels like it could be affecting you on a deep emotional level, as is the world itself. So, like, there's a lot of sensitivity here. I do feel like you will get through whatever this is. You might just need to approach it with a different tactic. Moving to the center, we have the Strength card with the Moon in the upright. Someone finding an extra gear, not knowing how strong they really are until they're tested type of energy. And once again, that strong energetic sensitivity. On the back end, we have the Ten of Wands with the Queen of Swords. Like, listen, I'm getting through this no matter what. I don't care how hard it is. So there's a ton of determination here in whatever situations you're dealing with. But I also picked up somebody having a little bit of mental strain, whether it is overthinking or someone that might just need a mental vacation in one way or another. So yeah, Virgo, please take a screenshot of that. Let's see what's in the shadows for you. And yeah, I always say, you know, these readings, so many different energies could come through. You know how it goes. But yeah, with the shadow card, I just want to see if there's something within you or something you don't quite see. Shadow cards do not always have to be a challenge. So let's see what we could get for you. Hopefully we'll get another silver lining here in this reading for you. Oh, and yes, if you've made it to this point in the reading, please feel free to check out channel memberships. I'll put a link for it in the comments below. It's a beautiful way to support the channel, and I have much love and appreciation for all my members. I really do. So let's get one here. What do we got for Virgo? Thank you. Four of Wands. Good. So that is some good stability coming in. This is one of my celebratory, happy, long-lasting types of energies, which is really, really nice. I would say it could be parties, get-togethers, weddings, and marriages, all that good stuff. Now, the Four of Wands is also the 1111 card. There could be certain signs that Spirit's been trying to tell you and show you that you haven't been seeing when the Four of Wands shows up in the shadows, because this is one of my cards of omens and synchronicities. So keep your eyes peeled for those things. I think in this time, you're going to be much more I don't want to say susceptible, but you're going to be much more open to receiving and seeing these messages than you normally are. I know Virgos are very sensitive and intuitive individuals as well, but this card could be something really good coming down the pipeline. So I feel like if you are going through a problem, a struggle, or issue like we're seeing within the reading itself, this Four of Wands is Spirit saying, like, listen, everything will be okay. There will be a win in the end for you, which is really nice. I mean, we saw wins as early as last week, so this could be really good. But please keep your eyes open for the signs and omens from Spirit. It's coming through strong. So yeah, Virgo, that's what I have for you this week, my friends. Don't click away just yet, though. I'm going to give you the details, the April subscriber surprise. If you would like to book a personal reading with me, you could check out my digital calendar and schedule at mastermetaphysics.com. And if you got your name in for the March subscriber surprise, the winners will be announced on April 1st. But for the April subscriber surprise, I'm giving away 2 copies of the beautiful Tarot in Wonderland. It's one of my favorite decks. So if you'd like to get your name in for that, it's 2 simple things, as always, my friends. First, you must be subscribed. And second, let me know down in the comments, if you had to switch your zodiac sign, which sign would you choose to be out of the whole 12? So if you do that, you'll be entered to win. And at the end of the month, the winners will be announced in my community tab. As always, my friends, much love. And I'll see you soon.